Best 3 out of 5 sets underway. Right side off the edge of the block, and immediately you were at practice earlier this week. I was at USC's practice sometime last week. I don't remember what day it was. It's already too long ago. And Brad Keller was saying, wait until you see Mullen. She has really got an arm. Block deflection, chance here in transition. Nice play, number 22. And here is Megan Verbees, defensive specialist, back to serve. That ball left a little bit inside, and Ava Martin, number 8 in blue, royal blue, if you will, for the Blue Jays, able to put the ball to the floor.
Creighton so far handling that first contact extremely well. We've seen attempts go to almost every hitter across the front row.
Taylor Deckert, freshman out of nearby Manhattan Beach, now the starting libero for Brad Keller and the Trojans. Perfect reception, one-on-one. Pretty good block, slow down. Back to Mullen on the right side, off speed.
Look at Taylor Deckert, just a true freshman, comes in, delivers that to her setter, and then Reese Messer goes right back to Gail Mullen for the little tip over the block.
Deckert, first ball contact, and then also on the free ball as well. Passing good or perfect at just under 50% so far in the early season. Pretty small sample size for Deckert. Good slow down by Creighton. And off the block and out of bounds. Well done off the perimeter for Creighton.
Creighton working that back set to the right side really quick, and the Trojans just chasing defensively at the net.
And good news, that is Jaya Johnson in the starting lineup. She was not out initially for the warm-ups, and head coach Brian Rosen said that she was doubtful, but very good news for Blue Jay fans. Martin for the first time. Nice try that time by Deckert, but blocked nicely against London Wijay, wearing number 2 for the Cardinals in black.
Nora Wirtz, number 19 in blue, has been dominant defensively, just using her length at the net, getting a chance to start, and she's making it the best of it.
Messer trying to establish the middle early. Trojans on the outside, blocked by number 3, Messer. Starting setter, also out of the Kansas City area and off the edge of the block and out of bounds. Johnson again.
Jaya Johnson for Creighton, expecting to take way more swings than last year. She got to play a role where she got a lot of sets in system this year, taking probably double the amount of attempts.
Part of the Big East all-freshman team last year. Hit for a very, very good percentage. Has been struggling a little bit so far. Trubin with a save. Free ball coming to Creighton. Good step in for Damrow. And Wirtz missed that ball out of bounds. Redshirt freshman wearing number 19 is Wirtz. Thought that they did give up, meaning the Blue Jays did give up a little bit defensively. Here is Wijay. 14 kills yesterday evening in that 5-set win. Mentioned 3 matches in 3 days. Both of these teams beat Santa Barbara, did USC in 5, 15-13, and they beat University of San Diego 16-14 just last evening.
USC played till 9:45 p.m. past my bedtime, but I stayed up to watch last night, so they've got to be a little bit tired.
I was already gone. Here is Destiny Nadam Simpson, 6-foot junior, out of Omaha. Here is Messer, 5'11" freshman out of Kansas, the Gatorade Player of the Year. And nice tip down by Mater. A good choice by Messer, but that ball missed out of bounds by Teeler.
Brooklyn Teeler, dynamic, quick jumper off the floor, went for it cross court, just did not get on top of it, missing that ball wide.
Good tempo to the offense into the cross court, dug by Damrow. Boy, that is a good, high, hard, flat swing. And we might have our first challenge of this opening set. continuing good
Ball's
news.
reversed. Point Creighton.
So there was a touch off the block. That is the second referee, Brig Beatty, and Tony Chan is the first referee. They do have some looks, and according to Brooke Beatty, there was a micro touch off the block, so good high flat swing, and now it is a 2-point reversal and 9-6 opening set to Creighton. Here is Sydney Breisinger, very effective server. And that's going to be a lift called.
Possibly the right hand of Gail Mullen. Ooh, the middle blocker got it.
Nice play by Messer, aggressively getting the ball into the middle to Leah Ford. Good reaction defensively by Creighton. Damrow right on the spot. Trubin with the dig. Good transition swings by Creighton. Damrow again, 4.1 digs per set so far on the early season. Perfect reception. SC in system. There is Deckert out of nearby. Once again, Taylor Deckert out of nearby Manhattan Beach. You know the family.
I do. She's grown up on the beach playing volleyball. I think that helps.
Creighton on top, 11-8.
And Mater had to stay at Cal till May, graduate because of her program. She wants to be a doctor.
Was not.
Takes her academics seriously.
Very important point, and I'll finish the thought on Mater about her coming relatively late, if you will. Good chase by Decker. Very nice instincts by the libero for USC. Cross body. Nicely done by Wirtz. But just to finish the thought, we were talking to Brian Rosen, and you bring up an excellent point about the academic load of Mater, and she had to stay at Cal even though she had gone through the portal. She was not able to get in the gym with any of her Blue Jay teammates until the first day of practice, August 4th. That's a big, big leap to make up and to fit in, and has done so nicely. And here comes Nora Wirtz. If you're just joining us, Eloise Brandewie back at the hotel, unable to go this afternoon because of illness. A very, very good blocker, but Wirtz good at the offensive end. Also pretty good from the service line. That is an unforced error. Messer, I thought, a pretty good delivery, but missed that time by Mullen.
Reese Messer, the freshman setter for USC, moves extremely well. Even when that ball's well behind the 3-meter line, she can push that ball to the net.
Messer wearing number 3 in black for the Trojans, one of the top 3 or 4 setting recruits in the country coming out of last year. Working that time on Brooklyn Teeler and the ace serve.
Back serve for the Bluejays at number 19, Nora Wirtz.
Creighton, year in, year out, is a very, very efficient offensive team. Holly McPeak, last year they hit at a 324 clip. Good again today and really spreading it around.
Brian Rosen told us, he said, look, the key today is spread our offense better.
You know, load management, if you will. We're going to keep an eye on that. We got to balance things out. Blue Jays outstanding in reception right now. Nice step in by Damrow, quickly to the outside. Blocked by Messer, and Martin out of the back row. Nicely done on the overpass.
Kiara Reinhart waiting for that ball to pop over, stays aggressive. I'd love to see USC take some more aggressive swings. We're seeing a lot of tipping to the middle, but they're dynamic and they're quick and they can be more aggressive.
Kiara Reinhart, 6'3", once again in her 6th season, had a redshirt season. as well as a COVID year out of Cedarburg, Wisconsin. Loves playing in LA. 15 of 19. No errors against University of San Diego, and then 9 of 15 last night in the 5-set win over a very good team from UC Santa Barbara. Dug by Martin. Really good read by Reinhardt out of the middle. And the ball rattles through and down by Taylor. USC now 6 of 21, whereas Creighton is 9 of 21, hitting .333. Here is Messer. Good ball control once again, and Reinhardt, a very rare unforced error on the connection as Messer will go back to serve. Messer's working down the line against 6'1" freshman Abby Hayes, wearing number 2 in blue. Right after her again, very nice reception. Dug by Decker. Tough chance to keep that ball on your own side of the net.
I thought Taylor Decker did a nice job for USC. Popped over, but if you're USC, put a blocker in front of that overpass.
Defensive specialist Preisinger on to serve. Right now, Creighton doing a much better job than USC in first ball contact. Out of system here, pretty good delivery to the right side. Ford. Here's Trubin, 17-15, and make it 18-15 as that ball sails well long.
USC needs to serve the ball tougher. Creighton's been passing the ball extremely well, able to get all those hitters involved, and that really stresses your block defense.
Wijay receiving on the left, Deckard in the middle, and Trubin there. Errant pass. Martin, Leah Ford, the reigning defensive player of the week.
Good recovery by Creighton, and then the transition block for USC.
Ford out of Keller, Texas, Big Ten, all Big Ten second team last year. Nice dig by Trubin. Chance in transition. Nobody available on the left side. Good cover, and that's going to be a net violation. That's going to be against number 2 in black, London Wijay.
Transition setting on broken plays is so important. Put up a hittable ball. It doesn't have to be right on top of the net, but put it around the 3-foot line, 3-meter line, or in front. Give your hitter a chance to swing.
Deckard, do not serve Taylor Deckard. She is excellent in reception. Good block deflection by Wirtz. Chance for Martin. Going high, flat, and missed it out of bounds. Abigail goes by Gail Mullen. 3 of 10 so far in attacking. 10 swings already. Martin averages for Creighton 9. That ball out of bounds. Really good pass by Damrow. Mullen ripping into the cross court. Dug by Mater. Good choice in transition. Coaching staff right in front of us. 22 in black, Riley McGinnis. Father Willie, one of the very famous Trojan football players. 3-time Super Bowl champion for New England. For the USC Trojans, they're 4-0, currently ranked number 22. Creighton at 3-2. They've won 3 in a row after dropping the opener to Penn State, followed up by a loss to Texas, and that ball just out of bounds. Mullen's got good movement on that serve.
She does. It's flat. It was going to that corner, just took off a little bit long.
Creighton has really cooled off. I mean, 6 swings ago they were hitting over 300. Now down to 147. Here's Martin. Good step in that time by Trubin. Speed to the outside, but a better block. Jaya Johnson.
Jaya Johnson on that right side, along with Nora Wirtz. They're waiting for that quick ball. They're expecting the quick offense from USC. Look at Nora Wirtz getting there late, but Jaya Johnson moved her block inside.
Tough serve. Martin with the ace coming out of the timeout.
Ava Martin jump float serve right in the seam between the right back and middle back defender. Really nice movement, and the ball just dropped away.
9th ace on the early going for Ava Martin against only 5 errors. Mullen out of the back row, and that's twice that connection has gone into the net. What's wrong with it?
I think it can be a tiny bit higher so she can get on top of it. She's not clearing the tape, and that's what leads me to believe that.
Martin going back to Deckert. That's good choice. A lot of sets into the middle. Deckert very, very good in reception. Creighton might want to rethink that and go away from her. Here is Wijay. Easy serve. That's too easy. Dug by Mullen. Transition opportunity. Nice by London Wijay.
Starts with defense. Look at the dig by Abigail Mullen, and then the quick down the pipe attack right between the 2 defenders for Creighton.
Out of system here. Left side, and that ball sprayed out of bounds. Demrow with the shank. Good response by Wijay and the Trojans after they gave up a 4-0 run. Set point number 1 for USC. Back to Demrow. Pretty good response in reception. And Hayes misses it. Tried to cut off a sharp angle, did number 2 in blue, and the Trojans underway, second set. Tight on the joust. Good cover by Demrow. And Hayes able to tuck the ball inside. Good response by number 2 on the outside for Creighton.
And a missed opportunity for USC. They got that overpass situation and were not able to score.
Jaya Johnson, who was reported to us was under the weather coming into this match today, will give way. Maybe only now playing across the front. Destiny Dadam Simpson is into the lineup. Into the middle once again. Good reaction that time by Hayes. Mater, the left-hander, missed it just long. It's Trojans at 4-0, Creighton at 3-2. Easy serve. Martin gobbles that up. You know, that was too easy. But as soon as it comes off the hand, you can see that that serve just isn't moving.
You need movement and you need pace, and that one just hits the platform of the passer perfectly. Block late, pressing over the net for USC.
Sydney Breisinger, 5'7" junior out of Ohio, has 5 aces already on the early season. Quickly to the outside. Good dig down the line by Simpson. Tough chance. That was a very, very quick transition. More time here for the Trojans. Setter out of the play. Driven stepping in. Very nice misdirection. Good soft block. Ava Martin with the one-on-one. Point-saving block by number 8 in blue.
It started with that good soft block by Ava Martin of Creighton, and then she has the opportunity to kill it to that corner in the back row.
Connection not there in the middle, missed between Messer and McGinnis. That's going to be 4 contacts, that attack out of the back row by. Here is Gail Mullins, 6'3", outstanding freshman out of Kansas City, has shown a very good serve and does so again. Mater able to tuck the ball down inside.
Analea Mater, number 17 in blue, has got a whip of a left arm, hits it sharp inside the block. Again, offensive-minded setter, double block in front of her, but she goes sharper.
6'1" senior, playing in her graduate year. Transfer from Cal. And that's missed by Damrow. Wijay, serve handled nicely, ripped into the cross court, dug by Decker, legally off the scoreboard if the ball stays on your side, and then Brooklyn Teeler cleaning it up. 9 kills on 24 swings against Santa Barbara in that 5-set win. Good read, back-to-back by number 21 in black. USC came back from a 23-20 deficit to take the opening set 25-23. USC ranked number 22, Creighton at 13. Second half of the doubleheader, USC on top 1-0. Working on Martin. Out of the back row, Nadam Simpson, number 18 in blue, with a very good swing.
Love the location of that D set to Nadam Simpson. Little higher, little wider, allowing her to go either line, angle, just gives her a little bit more range to work around that block.
Interesting, comes in as a back row player for Jaya Johnson. Hits out of the back row. Good serve, tapped down by Johnson.
Service pressure is crucial in a matchup like today. We saw numbers get really close, but the difference at the end of the first set was tough service pressure. And Analea Mader going right at Teeler, gets an overpass kill for her teammate.
Good response and going back into the middle once again. Here is Deckert once again back at the line, floating that, nicely done by Brysinger. Nora Wirtz pressed into the starting lineup because of an illness by Eloise Brandaway, looking every bit of the 6'4" redshirt freshman offensively.
We've seen Wirtz crush some balls out of the middle, number 19 in blue, using her range at the net.
Martin pretty quiet so far on the afternoon. Remember, she took 56 swings yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. Nice dig by Martin. I'll give you her offensive numbers after this point. Back to the middle again. Dug by Mader, and that's going to be wanted a violation against USC. Out of the back row. Boy, I like that choice. Get Martin going a little bit.
Beautiful pick out of the back row, coming right down the middle, and Ava Martin finds the corner. Starts with a good pass, and then Mader finds her one-on-one crossbody to that corner.
Here is Wirtz, the redshirt freshman out of Valley, Nebraska, redshirted last year. Martin, pretty average pass, and what a good block. Simpson out of the back row again, chance in transition. Pretty quickly done, dug by Martin. Looked like Cal, not Long Beach. And nicely done by Hayes. Good response by the freshman wearing number 2 in blue for Creighton.
Sydney Brysinger plays a really important role for Creighton. Has had 32 runs of 5 points or more for her team, which is so impressive.
There is Mullen back to serve once again, and missed that. Good swing inside, dug by Deckert. And a good shot into the cross court. Nice pass. That was a very good serve. Deckert is there. Ball set a little bit too tight for Martin. Miscommunication, free ball for Creighton. Not a good set, but Martin made do. Tough serve by Mader. Right side to Johnson. Back to Johnson. That one's not coming back. Last year on the All Big East freshman team, hit .322, struggling a little offensively. Nice read by Messer. Here is Taylor Deckert. Very impressive, the freshman at the libero. That ball. What do you think about that set? I know that USC wants to play fast, but
I think it's too low. She can't work around the big block of Creighton when it's too low. She tried to work outside of it. I like the pace, just has to be a little bit faster so she can get on top of it.
Boy, that is a tough connection to make. That is long-range speed. Here's Martin. Pretty average pass for Deckert, given to her standard. Dug by Mater. Hayes is blocked. Tough serve, nicely handled by Damrow. And Wijay Johnson. Johnson playing a little bit under the weather, but doing a very, very nice job offensively, starting to put up some much-needed numbers for Creighton. Tough serve by Wirtz. Good service pressure from Creighton. Mullen inside and then dug by the middle blocker. Not a good set in transition. A rare mistake for the freshman libero.
Just looking at the stat sheet, the difference so far has been errors. Creighton has made 16 errors compared to only 7 for USC. This one is one of them.
Right side. Wow, called a carried ball against Brooklyn Teeler.
They've cracked down on this play, and the ball's behind her head, and I think that's why the ball was called instead of in front of her attacking down.
You are exactly right. Good serve into the seam this time by Wirtz. And leaves that out of bounds. Number 19 in blue, coming off the bench for Eloise Brandewie, doing a very nice job as Creighton goes on a good run. Wirtz again and misses coming out of the timeout. Good block deflection out of the middle that time by Ford. In transition, back row to the backup libero. Miscommunication there. Trubant is all over it. Once again, very low, covered by Deckert. Right side, Mullen is blocked. Hayes along with Reinhardt.
Creighton knows that USC wants to go to that right side. Well-formed block. Also, the set died a little inside, so Abigail Mullen did not have a lot of line to work off the outside hand of the blocker.
Wonderful point, Holly McPeak, about Wijay Johnson. She was questionable that she was going to play. Where would they be? She's 6 for 12 now, no errors. Here's Nadam Simpson. Back to the middle. Good play by Reinhardt. Jumping into the crossbody, over the top of the block and down by Mullen. Coach Keller's Trojans are creating some opportunities to score. They've got 32 digs. And women's college volleyball is all about what do you do in transition. Wijay is dug. Chance here for Mullen. Ball still alive. Reinhardt, no. Martin out of the back row, number 8 in blue.
As the rally goes on, that back row set becomes more and more dangerous. So blockers in the front row thinking about their front row obligations. And then one-on-one, Ava Martin is so good on that back row attack out of the middle.
Into the red zone. There is Breisinger, right woman at the line in this situation. Good pass by Wijay, and that ball missed out of bounds by McGinnis.
McGinnis, number 22 in black, needs to stay behind the ball a little bit so she can get on top of it. I like that choice by Reese Messer to get her the ball in that opportunity.
Where will Breisinger go? Probably go down the line to Wijay again, and goes into the cross court to Deckert. That's a mistake. Perfect pass, but the ball missed out of bounds.
Messer got a one-on-one for Mullen on that right side, but Mullen can't find the court.
Timeout is called. Creighton taking advantage of a couple of errors. Mullen, tough serve, and a service winner working against Breisinger. Another excellent serve, good response by Breisinger. And missed again, did Ava Martin? Yeah, she got a piece of the block. Smart swing by the senior for the Bluejays.
Brad Keller's gonna challenge.
Ava Martin, 24 of 56 in their 5-set win yesterday. The 6'1" senior out of Overland Park, Kansas. 3-time All Big East.
After review, calls reversed, point USC.
Perfect pass. And blocked. Riley McGinnis with a set winner. Missed opportunity for Creighton early on, and that ball off the top of the tape by Ford. Boy, what a comeback win for Texas. Texas handled Wisconsin earlier on and looked very impressive, but they were down against the Stanford Cardinal before miraculous comeback came back and won it. Challenge here for Brad Keller, just underway here in the 3rd set.
USC is challenging for ball in. Call is confirmed. USC will lose a challenge.
So USC has 1 challenge remaining. Unless we go to 5 sets, that ball was confirmed that it was off the USC block and out of bounds. And before the match, Eloise Brandewie was ruled out of the match because of illness, and Jaya Johnson was 50-50, but she has played very, very well. That ball served just out of bounds by Mullen. Absolutely, Holly, love that delivery by Messer. 11th meeting all time between Creighton and USC. Creighton won in Omaha last year 3-1 and have won the last 4. USC does lead the series with 6 wins overall. Mullen again, high flat, good touch by Damrow. Messer out of the play. Wijay, nice swing over the top. Yeah, the libero, you're in there obviously to receive, serve, and play defense, but you got to be able to set in transition. And that was a very good example. Here's Wijay. Damrow. Touch out of the middle by McGinnis, but couldn't control it.
Broken play, you want one of the USC players to get up in transition and try and block that play, but Creighton able to stay aggressive.
Jaya Johnson leading the way with 6 kills. Abby Hayes has 5. Ava Martin been well controlled. 5 kills on 25 swings. Martin looking high hands. And Creighton is absolutely convinced, and we're going to have another challenge. I'll tell you what, that was a touch. That was a really good high flat shot.
Let's take a look, Paul Sunderland.
Let's take a look on this beautiful Sunday.
Creighton is challenging.
Still plenty of time to get in the water after the match.
Oh, yeah.
This is, you know, look, the officials
After
do
review,
a wonderful job.
call is
But
reversed. Point Creighton.
But I must say, you know, if I can see it from over here, the lines person's got to get that. Just want to keep the game moving. That was an obvious touch.
But they are human, and that's why we have the challenge system.
Mater, well handled. Good reception. Oh, a better block. Teeler is absolutely roofed by Jaya Johnson.
I love that pass by Brooklyn Teeler. Just puts it right in her setter's hands. I'm not sure if this ball's dying inside or they want it inside, but Jaya Johnson is a fantastic blocker on the right side for Creighton, all over that ball.
There is Reese Messer out of Kansas, the Gatorade Player of the Year, one of the top setting recruits in the country coming in this freshman year. Better block. Mullen along with Ford. Right side, Johnson comes right back. Good point about, and an interesting point, Brad Keller. He knows his team is not the most physical, but when you look at the numbers, last year they were 5th in the country in blocks per set at 2.9. This year so far, small sample size, they're 3.0. So they're doing a very good job in that phase of the game. There is Martin, struggling so far on the afternoon after a very busy couple days. Nice play by Messer, getting number 21, Teeler, one-on-one. Very nice sprawling reception by Taylor Deckert. Working on Hayes. Pretty good set in transition, also by Deckert. Impressive rookie libero. Back to Mullen again, dug by Mater. Kept off the floor by Trubin. Outstanding blocking work by the Trojans. Leah Ford, the reigning defensive player of the week in the Big Ten Conference. Tough serve, working on Martin, pretty well handled. Hayes inside, dug by Deckert, calling her name a lot. Been very, very impressive. A pillow fight has broken out here at the Galen Center. Nothing soft about that. Messer into the middle again to Ford. Nothing wrong with a good pillow fight, as long as it doesn't last too long. Martin out of the back row, and Messer. Let's give a little defensive clinic by Holly McPeak, one of the best of all time indoors and on the beach. Holly, what did Messer do wrong there?
Well, she's still moving. I mean, she's got to get her platform there and just needs to stop her feet so she can control that ball off her platform.
Yeah, that is a dig that she must make. And she will. That ball drifts out of bounds. Tough serve, but floats just long. Holly, if you're a first-year head coach Brian Rosen, and your All-American, and the woman we featured before the start of this match, Ava Martin, is really struggling. 7 of 28 with 8 errors. Where do you move her around to try to get her going?
Well, I think she's doing a lot of the little things. She's blocking, she's passing, she's digging.
Good block deflection, taken by Messer. Chance in transition, off the block and out of bounds. Wijay now hitting at 300, 8 of 20 with only 2 errors. Error when you either hit a ball out of bounds or get blocked for a point. That's another ball missed by Mullen. That Gail Mullen really angry at herself for not making that dig.
Nadam Simpson has been hitting exclusively out of the back row from that right side. That one gets away from USC.
Nadam Simpson, 4 of 10 so far. Very nice afternoon. Jaya Johnson splitting that spot. She is 7 of 17. Ball set way inside. Martin having to go off speed. Good play by Messer. What a good read by the rookie Reese Messer. Perfect pass. And oh, what a block. Wijay, big swing out of the pipe. Here is Wijay, now with 9 kills. Martin, perfect pass on the slide. Reinhardt missed it out of bounds, and the roll continues.
Big block advantage for USC, 10 blocks over 4 for Creighton.
This one's getting away from the Bluejays. Again, playing shorthanded. Missing Eloise Brandewey and Jaya Johnson, although her numbers don't show it.
USC has really worn them down and turned things around in this third set, hitting 471. Those are blistering numbers, and USC's block has held them to 105 on the other side of the net.
Oh, good swing. Mullen couldn't get out of the way of that one. She thought it might have been out of bounds, but a really good swing on the pipe and a much-needed side-out score for Mater and the Bluejays.
Nadam Simpson crossbody. Abigail Mullins in a great spot. Can she get her hands up and dig that ball overhand?
Well, if she took a beach clinic from Holly McPeak, she'd be all over it.
Yeah.
Teeler now 6 kills on 13 swings. Nice stab by Deckert. Messer going deep, good read by Breisinger. Oh, that is such a good swing. Fantastic swing out of the backcourt. Is that Nadam Simpson again?
Nadam Simpson, rangy attack out of the back row. She's behind that 3-meter line. I like this transition offense going outside the left hand of Brooklyn Teeler, who's trying to block that ball. Defender was on the line.
And as far as Creighton is concerned, Louisville and Nebraska bookended around Rice and Northern Iowa still to come. Louisville currently ranked number 3 in the country. There is the upcoming schedule. BYU, always a very, very strong program, currently ranked at number 18. LSU, a team out of the SEC that's much improved. You can catch those on Big 10 Plus. Deckert dropping a dime. Wonderful pass by the libero.
She's owning it, and I mean, as a setter, that's a dream when you get the ball in your hands. Allows you to isolate your hitter on the right side, and Brooklyn Teeler is the recipient of that beautiful set.
Good pass by Martin. Set in transition, a little bit tight. That's a mistake by Deckert. I went with the MVP. You thought it was a little bit too much?
No, I like it. I like it. Liberos don't get enough love, right? We always talk about the point scorers, the hitters, the blockers, but liberos start those offensive series with that first contact.
Creighton running out of time. There is Wirtz, redshirt freshman, pressed into the starting lineup. Has done a very nice job. Mullen into the deep cross-court corner. That ball was called out of bounds, but .22 of 54 against Santa Barbara, 14 of 25 against LMU. She's been the go-to. Trubens can't make the dig, and Martin, much needed kill. Got to have it for Creighton.
Ava Martin's been spectacular out of the back row. Creighton has not been able to get her going in the front row.
Martin averaging so far on the season, and again, only this is the 6th match in, 3.8 kills per set. So pretty well controlled by USC, probably one of the keys. Deckard, wonderful pass, and McGinnis. Riley McGinnis has been good at both ends for USC. USC now just 3 points away. Could be a marquee win for USC against the 13th ranked Bluejays, now 2 points away. Creighton is going to be just fine. We'll see what happens when they play Louisville and Nebraska. Picked to win the Big East. Over the top that time by Kiara Reinhardt.
Creighton trying to find some momentum, and it's 1 point at a time. Sydney Brysoninger is the right person on the line. She's known for being able to serve any spot on the court, trying to get a Creighton run going right now. 5
points or more 32 times. And that ball cross-bodied and thought it was missed out of bounds, but they call a net violation against Creighton. Got it. Brad Keller thought that they could be 10-0 in the non-conference. They were picked to finish 6th in the Big Ten preseason poll. Match point. Martin, Ava Martin. Certainly one of the favorites for Player of the Year in the Big East Conference. Creighton will be headed to the airport and get on their charter flight about 4 hours back to Omaha. And Ava Martin better have a seat where she can get her feet up. Match point. There it is, the win for the Trojans.